Hearing this darkness that I lay, depression heavy in its way, and how my body aches to leave. The sing this final eulogy. My sons, I love you evermore, and though the road beckons once more, I see the damage that I've done, and search for redemption, but I'm just a broken man, a soul cries out.
Hi, I'm Kigan. I had an issue that I wanted to talk about that was very concerning. But first, I'd like to read a poem, and then I'm going to discuss what I want to discuss. It's called Much Deserved Kindness. Look into that mirror and tell me what you see. A giving soul looks back at you in love and charity. But when was the last time you treated yourself? All you do is give. Freedom doesn't wait around. Come on, it's time to live. Learn to love that face of yours. Have you ever cracked a smile? It's really not that difficult. Just try it for a while. Why do you wear so much makeup? You've created a false reflection. A beautiful woman hidden from sight. Such pitiful rejection. When you learn to accept who you are, you can choose who you become. Just let your love light guide you toward the rising of the sun. Poem for anybody that's struggling with esteem problems, because when you find your higher self, you don't struggle with that anymore. You realize that you're so much more than just your physical vessel. I was going to talk about, we went to a comedy show a couple of days ago, and we don't usually like to target anybody or upset or make anybody's mean, but this individual was very mean-spirited. His name was Ari Spears. He's a comedian, and he felt that it was necessary to, because of freedom of speech, just to state his opinion of something very cruel. He was talking about how transgender people and how he does not respect or accept that they are the gender that they were not born with, and they were born with the wrong body. He doesn't accept that, and it was hurtful to me because, well, our niece recently changed to is transgender, and she is doing very well, and we respect her for who she is, because that's who she knows who she is. And if someone knows that's who they are in their heart, then people should respect that. And interestingly enough, I'm a puppet who was actually, I was not gender specific physically, but I was representative of a character that is male, and I was created as a female. So, kind of like that, is I'm a mascot for it, I guess you could say. And I believe people should be respected as what they feel that they are in their heart, because who are we to judge? And I believe that transgender people were put here on this earth to break conformity and not go along to get along, and teach us that we don't have to be mean to ourselves and disrespect ourselves or hate ourselves. And they're a living example, and people should respect that, and not just because of freedom of speech doesn't mean you have to be cruel. And yes, you have a right to say what you want, but I think it's very upsetting and sad, because a lot of children are struggling with this, and it doesn't help when people talk like that and hurt their self-esteem. We're going through a period of awakening and higher consciousness, and Earth is going into higher consciousness, and people need to start loving themselves and not hating themselves. And saying hurtful things like that encourages people to hate themselves. And we don't need any more people committing suicide, because we want them not to do that. And of course we do. We don't want them people that ever feel that horrible about themselves and they think that they feel the need that they have to leave because Earth called them here for a reason. I just get upset because there's no need to say that. There's not his place to say that. And because you know what? The higher self, to go into higher consciousness, goes beyond sex and gender. The higher dimensional beings have no gender. They are light beings. And if we ever expect to evolve, we need to change our attitude towards people that are already becoming transgender, because they can already see beyond who they want to be and become, because instead of even incarnating. Because my own master feels that she was a transgender incarnate, and a lot of people probably are, and may not even know that. Because so it doesn't matter. You can wherever you come. It's like Earth selects it, and it may not be the right one that was selected, and it makes it even more difficult to. You shouldn't have to try to prove yourself. You should be accepted for who you feel that you are in your heart. And if we will expect to evolve, we need to respect other people and not be so hurtful. So, okay, I had an article too that I was going to read about expanding consciousness, because that's what we're trying to do here. And also, transgender people bring out the unseen, that they create a whole new individual, and it's just a really great thing to see, because people aren't just doing whatever that they think that the society tells them they should be. So, this is called Expanding Earth, Expanding Consciousness Theory by Greg Prescott from in5d.com. Many metaphysicians and scientists believe that our universe is expanding. So based on the premise, as above, so below, is it within the realm of possibility that Earth is expanding as well? If so, then is it possible that the universe and Earth expands, then so does our consciousness? The awakening of consciousness reflects the premise of as on the inside, so on the outside. Is there a correlation between these two premises, or is it simply a coincidence? Neil Adams proposed an expanding Earth theory in which the continents on this planet have moved due to the increasing size of the Earth. Much of our recorded history has been tailored to keep us subservient and controlled, while deterring us from questioning the origins of mankind and traditional science practices that are taught as fact in our educational systems. Several questions that abound from the expanding Earth theory would include: where did all of the water come from? If the Earth is expanding, then why are our days getting longer? Many people have pondered why there are exactly 365.25 days in a year. According to Michael Tsarion's research, the Earth originally had 360 days a year, which would correlate to a circle containing 360 degrees. When the watery planet of Tiamat crashed into the Earth, it has not only slowed down the Earth's rotation to create 365.25 days in a year, but also deposited a large amount of water on our planet, which may help to explain the great flood theories of virtually every culture. This collision is also said to be responsible for the asteroid belt. If the Earth still had 360 days, then our astrological charts would be different. It is possible that over the course of time, the energies that you were born into would be different right now, as these energies are reflected on astrological patterns at the moment of your birth. In other words, you may have incarnated to this planet under a different energy with various retrograde planets and reflected obstacles to overcome from these retrogrades. In either scenario, you agreed to come here and to face whatever challenges that you agreed upon in your soul contract. Let's remove the possibility that Earth was hit by Tiamat. There is an awakening of consciousness on our planet that is occurring in exponential proportions. As Earth expands, is it possible that our consciousness is reflecting not only in the expansion of our planet, but in the universe as well? Even our physical bodies in general are growing larger and taller with each generation. Are these changes also reflective of an expanding Earth and universe? While it remains undetermined whether there is a correlation between our expanding consciousness and the expanding Earth universe, it remains a topic worth considering. Also, being very discriminating towards people of transgender, it's also a lower dimensional vibration. You're not a higher dimensional thinker. Also, the man Ari Spears' humor was very sick, and it was awful, really. It was, compared to the show that we'd seen the week prior, a couple of weeks prior, it was pretty bad. And I hope that more people will speak up and say that they were disappointed to hear people being just making people feel bad. So, just on that note, just saying. Okay, I'll close off with a poem now. Here's a poem called I Am Me. I am me, I am free, that is all I've ever wanted to be. Free as a bird that flies in the sky, no fear to the inner or outer eyes. I am free like the sand of the sea, like a diamond in the sky, shining beautifully. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.
And madness shatters me upon the stage abandonedly. I scream aloud, the skies apart, that aimless mute, bereft in love. I struggle not to fall from grace. I swing the hands of my